Have you ever been in a 1v1 situation only to hesitate, unsure of when to make your next move? Today I'll help you build the confidence to trust your instincts and reveal 3 key discoveries that transformed my dribbling. You won't regret watching this video because I'll also share the #1 mistake that kills the development of so many promising talents. To become a baller, you've got to have the right mindset. I believe this is just as important as your skill with the ball. I know, you're probably thinking, here we go, another guy yapping about mental game, because honestly, I used to feel the same way. The truth is, unless you're working on your mental game, you'll always be far from reaching your full potential. And on that note, a study published by Christopher Heckman found that footballers who practiced mindfulness techniques regularly had lower anxiety, fewer negative emotions, and were more likely to reach a flow state. So try incorporating techniques like mindfulness, meditation, and positive visualization into your routine before practice and games. Even if you just do 5 to 10 minutes, that is so much better than doing nothing at all. There are plenty of resources on YouTube already that can help you with these. As a kid, I always dreamt of playing like Ronaldinho, dancing past players with ease. So, like any 11-year-old would, I spent hours watching videos, learning the most elaborate skill moves. Rainbow flicks, Rabonas, popcorn flicks, you name it. Little did I know, things wouldn't go quite as planned when I tried them in a game. The truth is, after playing both offensive and defensive positions at a semi-pro level, I've learned that the most effective moves definitely aren't the flashiest. It's the simple, subtle skill moves like feints, step-overs with momentum shifts which are key and get much better results in 1v1 situations. If I could give my 11-year-old self one piece of advice, it would be to build an arsenal of simple, effective skills that can be used at all levels. Think Maradona spins, body feints, step-overs, la croquettes, L-turns, and please remember this. You have to sell each move. And what do I mean by that? Well, things like your body language matter. When executing a body feint, for example, the subtlest movements, including the build-up, where your body is facing and where you're looking, are key components that can mislead a defender. I mean, look at players like Doku or Robben. Each of them have that one move defenders know is coming, but they literally just can't stop it. That's the kind of mastery you want to develop. As Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And one last key tip, becoming a true master with both feet makes you twice as dangerous on the pitch, so make sure you're training with both. For years, I tried to avoid it and I paid the price. But once I dedicated the time and put in the reps, my game transformed completely.
Sensational.
To become a baller, you need to know when to take your opponent on. There's nothing more frustrating than the Ronaldo fanboy who performs 100 step-overs while you're screaming for the ball, only for them to remain stuck in the same spot until they get crunched. To avoid becoming the most hated player on your team, you need to develop your ball knowledge. That means learning when to drive with the ball, when to take on a defender, and when to keep the ball moving. Some of you might already have this down pat, while others might not, but here's the reality. As footballers, we're all always learning, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're wrong. Even Messi and Ronaldo make mistakes. So, how do you develop that killer instinct in a 1v1 situation? The truth is practice, repetition, and yes, making mistakes. But here's the thing, mistakes are actually a good thing, as long as you have the maturity to reflect on them and learn what works and what doesn't. One golden tip, film yourself in training and games. Slow it down and critique your posture, body positioning, and decision making when driving with the ball. Think, how can you adapt your technique? Which skill moves work best for you? How does your approach compare to professional players? I'm about to share some great drills that have led to huge improvements for me, and they've been recommended by professional coaches. No paid courses or gatekeeping on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and keep supporting. But just remember, when executing these drills, you need to perform them just as you would in a game, so you receive the maximum benefits. And so, here's a list of drills. When it comes to football, you'll always have choices to make. So, how do you make the right one? To give you the sauce, you first have to understand why you're dribbling with the ball. football, it's a simple game really. When you have the ball, you need to know if you're in the right position to break the defensive line, create a scoring chance, or draw defenders out to open up space. These moments are key indicators that you're making a smart decision to dribble. It's this kind of football intelligence that makes you far more dangerous on the pitch than just aimlessly taking players on, because unpredictability for a defender is terrifying. And if you have a freeze in a 1v1 situation, I'm going to reveal how the best players read defenders and make split-second decisions that leave defenders helpless. There are 3 common defensive stances you'll notice on the pitch. Number 1, side-on stance. When a defender is angled side-on and jockeying you, they're trying to force you in a certain direction and waiting for you to make a mistake. Pay attention to their weight distribution. If they're leaning forward, they might be preparing to lunge in, which makes them vulnerable to a quick change of tempo with a feint. The key is to bait them, drive at them, wait for them to overcommit, then exploit the space left behind. Number 2, square stance. If a defender is facing you square on, they're begging for you to exploit the pause. This stance is highly vulnerable because you can manipulate them in either direction. A quick feint or step over followed by a burst of acceleration will either send them in the wrong way or in some cases, leave them on the floor on their ass. Number 3, tight marker. When a defender is breathing down your neck, they're trying to force you into a mistake or off the ball. Stay composed. Use your body to shield the ball, then assess your options. Can you turn and take them on, or is it smarter to keep possession and pass? If you have space, use effective skill moves to shift their momentum and create the distance you need. So if this video helped you at all, please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.